The world of Formula One has always been as much about drama off the track as it is about racing on it. In recent months, the debate surrounding the consistency and professionalism of F1 stewards has reignited, with key figures in the sport weighing in on the controversial topic. From drivers like George Russell to FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem, the conversation has exposed deep-seated tensions about how the sport is governed and who should bear the financial burden of improving its officiating standards. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and join the conversation as we explore the road ahead. The core issue: inconsistent stewarding. One of the most persistent criticisms in modern Formula One is the inconsistency in stewarding decisions. Race penalties, track limit violations, and on-track incidents often leave teams, drivers, and fans baffled due to the lack of uniformity in rulings. The rotating panel of volunteer stewards, while rooted in tradition, has increasingly come under scrutiny for its perceived shortcomings. Critics argue that the variability in interpretations of regulations undermines the credibility of the sport. The push for professional stewards. Calls for a professionalized panel of stewards have grown louder throughout the 2023 and 2024 seasons. George Russell, a Mercedes driver and director of the Grand Prix Drivers Association (GPDA), has been vocal about the need for change. Consistency in decisions could be improved with fixed commissioners, Russell argued in a recent interview. A permanent team would have a clearer understanding of the nuances of the regulations and provide greater predictability in penalties. Russell's sentiments resonate with many drivers and teams who feel that a dedicated, salaried group of stewards could help eliminate the confusion that arises from rotating officials. By working with the same group of professionals across multiple race weekends, stakeholders believe the sport could benefit from standardized decision-making and enhanced accountability. bin Sulayem's perspective. FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has acknowledged the merit of these suggestions, but also highlighted the practical challenges of implementing such changes. In a recent interview with motorsport.com, he expressed cautious support for the idea of professional stewards. However, he didn't shy away from questioning the financial viability of such a move. Everyone wants professional stewards, but nobody wants to pay for it. That's the reality, bin Sulayem stated bluntly. He elaborated on the challenges involved, emphasizing the time, training, and resources required to build and maintain a team of full-time commissioners. Commissioners do not come out of nowhere. Training them takes time and resources. It's like developing a long-term program, and it needs to be done in a sustainable way. Financial responsibility. Who pays the bill? The crux of the controversy lies in the financial implications of hiring permanent stewards. bin Sulayem argued that the FIA, as the governing body of motorsport, cannot unilaterally shoulder the cost without significant consequences for its broader budget. The FIA cannot simply assume this expense without significant impacts. They always question what the FIA does with its money, but what about the drivers? They get millions of dollars. Who really has to pay for this change, he questioned. His remarks drew attention to the broader economic ecosystem of Formula One, where drivers earn lucrative salaries and teams operate on multi-million-dollar budgets. bin Sulayem's pointed critique seemed to suggest that if the sport's key stakeholders genuinely want change, they might need to put their money where their mouths are. Drivers and teams' reactions. The idea of shared financial responsibility has been met with mixed reactions. While drivers like Russell advocate for reform, others are hesitant to directly address how such changes would be funded. Meanwhile, an anonymous team principal suggested that Formula One management (FOM) and the teams themselves could play a role in resolving the financial impasse. If teams want changes in the current format, they may need to contribute financially themselves. If we want something different than what was originally agreed to, this must come with a cost. FOM, teams, and the FIA need to work together to solve this issue, the team leader remarked. The broader implications for Formula One. This debate raises critical questions about the future direction of Formula One. On one hand, there's a clear need for more equitable and consistent decision-making. On the other hand, the economic challenges of implementing these changes threaten to stall progress. The controversy isn't just about professional stewards. It's a microcosm of the larger issues facing F1 governance. Who decides the priorities of the sport? How are resources allocated? And ultimately, who bears responsibility for ensuring F1 remains both fair and financially sustainable? Potential solutions. Several proposals have emerged in the wake of this debate. Shared financial responsibility. The FIA, F1, and teams could create a joint fund to cover the costs of professional stewards. This approach would distribute the financial burden more equitably. Driver contributions. Some have suggested that drivers who earn substantial incomes could contribute a small percentage of their salaries to support officiating improvements. While controversial, this idea underscores the principle of collective responsibility. Increased commercial revenue allocation. With F1's growing global popularity, additional revenue from sponsorships, broadcasting, and ticket sales could be earmarked for governance improvements. Gradual implementation. Rather than immediately transitioning to a fully professionalized system, the FIA could introduce semi-permanent stewards who serve for extended periods, allowing for a phased approach. The debate over professional stewards in Formula One is far from over, and it highlights the complexities of managing a global sport with high stakes and competing interests. While Mohammed bin Sulayem's comments have added fuel to the fire, they also serve as a reminder of the practical and financial realities that underpin every decision in F1. Ultimately, the sport must find a balance between its quest for consistency and the economic constraints that make such reforms challenging. Whether through shared responsibility, innovative funding solutions, or gradual changes, the path forward will require collaboration from all corners of the F1 ecosystem. As fans and stakeholders continue to debate this issue, one thing is certain. The future of Formula One governance will play a crucial role in shaping the sport's legacy. And as the paddock's biggest names continue to weigh in, the pressure on the FIA to act decisively will only intensify.